Alright, so the first thing we need to do is to make a base to put our mask on. So we're going to use some newspaper to make a cheeseburger. So you roll up a section of newspaper and then go from corner to corner and then corner to corner and then tape it shut. Okay, after that you get a plastic bag and put it in there so that it's hanging down a little bit like a jellyfish. The mask is there. And that's what you're going to build your base on. Some people use sandbags, some will use actual mask molds, but this is what we got, so this is what we're using. Next, I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to get out my brick of clay, and I need to flatten it out. It's about this thick. The first thing I do is I use the heel of my hand, and I press down while locking my elbow to get it flattened out a little bit more before I get out the roller. So I press, 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 and it's already about halfway there. I turn it over, and I press some more. Then I get out my roller, and I start rolling it out. Lock your elbows and push backwards and forwards. And you don't want this to get too thin because this is the base of the mask, and if it gets too thin, it won't have anything to build up on. So, and I'm seeing that these are cracking, so all you have to do is take a little bit of water, this is right here, and a fork, and get them scraped together to make your slip and score, or scratch to attach, in my classroom we say. Get them squished a little bit better together. Okay, now I'm going to roll it out the rest of the way. And I want it to be about as thick as the thickness of my hand. A little thinner is okay, a little thicker is okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, once you feel it's a pretty good size in comparison to what you're making, now you're going to bring your bag back and you're going to lay your clay on top. Okay, and I went ahead and fixed those cracks again. Okay, so now it's on there. You don't want to press down really hard because that's just going to thin the base, and this part needs to be extra thick because that's where the face is going to go. So now it's about getting it into the shape that you want it. So you'll get a tool to cut with, whatever it is you have, and first mark where you want it cut, followed by actually cutting it. That way, if you mess up, if you're like, oh, I didn't like that, you can erase it with your finger and then put it where you want it. So then you just cut it when you're sure. And if it's not cutting very well, it just means you need to get your cutting tool a little wet. That usually helps. All right. And if you're feeling like it's still kind of flat and you want it to be more rounded, you can always cut a spot on the top or bottom and then wrap it a little bit and then cut off that little excess and then scratch to attach that together using your fork, and that'll round it out even more. So that's more of like the kind of mask that you would like hang on your wall or that would go around your face, depending on the size of your creation. So, all right, and I'll smooth that out on the back in a minute when this is done. Okay, so now you have the base. Now it's time to build it. Okay, so in my classroom, how we came up with the ideas was with this worksheet here. We had everybody walk around the room and write down different things for each type of facial feature so that we all ended up with a design that we usually wouldn't end up with. And after we walked around the room and everybody filled in like a section, then the artist was tasked with then following those directions and drawing it on here. However you come up with your idea is up to you. I will. All right, so from here, we just start building one facial feature at a time. So I get the clay that I cut off, and then I can always go and get more if I need to, and I just start one thing at a time. So it looks like I'm supposed to make like a pointy nose, so I'm going to roll it into a cone. So there are 3 different ways to hand build things. There's making worms, cookies, and sphere. And all of those can easily make something. So I made a worm that gets slightly pointier at the end. And I don't want it to get too thin or it'll break off in the kiln. So I'm gonna make it maybe 3 inches. And then I'm gonna have it wider at the base. So I hit that on the end so it's nice and flat. And I point it up really good. And then I'm gonna attach it in the spot where it needs to attach. So what I like to do is I like to scratch on here the thing that I'm going to to attach, and then I kind of stamp it where I want to attach it. That way I don't have a bunch of scoring where I don't want it. And then I wet both, press it on there, smooth it out. Okay, so I got the nose done. And then like for the eyes, I first roll it into a ball. And then I squish it to make a cookie. And then from there, I can cut out the shape of whatever eyes I need to have. So if you want them to be big and round, you can make them big and round. But if you want them to be a different shape, draw that shape first and then cut it out. And then this is a 3D object, so you can make the choice then of like when you put in the eyes of the pupils of the eyes, you can either draw it in there so that it goes inward, or you can build it out so it goes outward. But don't just draw on there, okay? So I'm just gonna add a pupil on there, and then the rest I'm gonna leave to actually paint. So stamp. I just made a little sphere here. Press it on there and then smooth it out. And then I go and I attach it the same way I did the nose. And so once it looks the way I want it to, stamp it where I want it and then scratch to attach. If I want to make hair, there's a few different ways I can do it. I can do it by making like a bunch of little worms and then attaching them together, make a bunch of them. And then like score it on one side. And then attach it to my dude like this, and scratching in the area where I did that. Or I can also roll out a slab and draw the details in of the hair. So like I can use like a fork and like scratch some hair on there. That kind of looks nice. And then attach it where I feel it is appropriate on the mask. Oh, he's looking cute. Okay. After that, you kind of just add a little bit every piece at a time just by hand building until you're done. And then you're off to the final part. So I should first say, if you don't finish in your first session, you can always take this bag. You keep your dude on its hamburger, and you take this bag and you fold it over the face. And that way it doesn't dry overnight. And just make sure it's nice and sealed and good to go. Okay, but if you're done, then you can leave it as is. And because the newspaper has some give to it, if your mask shrinks, which it will as it dries, it won't break or crack. So first, it's a mask. It's going to need to hang on a face or a wall. So you need to put 2 holes on each side that are at least the thickness of your thumb upwards. So I go and I take a skewer and I just poke it through all the way there. And then I try to go straight across and behind his ear. And I'll put a hole right there. And then I lay it out to dry, and then it'll get to be fired.